Six NASCAR Cup Series season revs up this Sunday with the Daytona 500 on Fox 61. And Berlin native Ryan Preece enters the season with a win under his belt. He just won the preseason clash last week. And Ryan joins us now from Daytona Beach, where he's getting ready for the Great American Race. Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. And boy, it's been quite the week. So it's really built a lot of momentum for us going into the Daytona 500.
Well, speaking of momentum, I want to start with the clash. This is your first win at the top level, and you had a very powerful message in your interview afterwards. Can you just tell me how much that win meant to you?
Well, I mean, for the ones that have followed me in the Northeast and known my path to get to where I am, I'm 35 years old, and I've worked extremely hard, and I've put a lot of miles up and down the United States and up and down the East Coast, and to finally get that first win in the Cup Series, it was like the weight being lifted off my shoulders, and I didn't realize how much weight I was truly carrying on my back until I was driving down to New Smyrna to get ready for this week, and I just felt lighter. I felt way less anxious and less stressed, and so for me it was it was that dream that I've been chasing for many years and accomplishing it. So it re-sparked, it relit a fire in me that I've always had, but it seemed like that flame was kind of getting dim, and just I'm ready to go. I'm ready for 2026, and we're ready to attack.
Well, this is your second year with RFK Racing. You had a strong end to the season last year where you and your team found some momentum. What are your expectations for this year?
Well, I've always talked about winning. Every week we go with the intentions of competing for wins, and once the race starts, you adjust to whatever your race can be that day. And I think going out to the clash, winning, and doing all the right things against everybody, and doing that, I feel like we can go and be a contender week in and week out, and chase after a championship. And with the new format and how consistency really pays, but the fact that we're also able to go and execute and win, I think we can truly be a title threat.
And of course, this weekend, the Daytona 500, this track, though, it has not been very kind to you in the past couple of years with a couple of huge wrecks. I mean, how do you overcome a crash like some of the ones that you've had?
So I've actually been saying this, that I love Daytona. I've always loved it. It just doesn't love me back. And, my hope is that I love it so much this week that it'll show me a little love, and we can go to victory lane here. So, the only thing we can really do is execute our races, execute our pit stops, do all the right things to put ourselves in position. And, the last 5 laps, let fate take its course, and hopefully we're the ones standing there in victory lane.
I love it. Hey, and before we go here, of course, we got to talk about the locals here. You grew up on the short tracks here at Stafford and Thompson. That must have you excited for tracks like New Hampshire.
Oh, for sure. Everybody from New England knows we're 100% about New England sports. Boston, the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Bruins, and the list goes on and on if you're from New England. So for me, I feel like people, if they're from Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, they're pulling for me. And it's been a long road, one that hasn't been easy by any means, but it's also made me stronger. It's made my skin a little thicker, and we're ready to go. So hopefully, I could do New England proud this weekend and this entire season.
Well, Ryan, so many people here in New England are rooting for you. Just any last message you want to send them before the big race?
Shout at your TV on Sunday, and go to RFK and get yourself some Ryan Preece merch.
Love to hear it, Ryan. We will be watching on Sunday. Good luck. And